Hello, boos and ghouls. Happy Halloween. Who are the most spooktacular spirits in comicdom? The most eccentric ectoplasms and phenomenal phantasms? I'm your host with the ma-host, Dahan Ahumphan. Welcome to the Doomcast. Flash ad for every season. Why do I have that Punisher thing? I look like I'm going to shoot up a mall. Well, first there's the gentleman ghost, an English nobleman turned thief. He's hung in America in the 1800s. Jim Craddock rises from his grave to commit crimes in the late 1940s and becomes a major villain of the Justice Society of America, who, of course, are fighting English ghosts with monocles. What's a hero if not driven by guilt for somehow killing your loved ones? You need to motivate the shit out of a young kid? Mug their parental figures and then leave them to die. Trust me, while you might regret it, your city's crime statistics, they'll thank you in the long run. Then there's the ghost of Jack Kirby. He haunts Stanley every night when he pulls at the covers just below his eyes and screams, "Not tonight, Jack! Not tonight! Just let me sleep! Just let me sleep!" And there's Patrick Swayze in 1990. It's kind of sad. Sort of. Then there's Ghost of Dark Horse. Hey, it's a thing you haven't paid attention to that much. Look, that's fine. It's long since been canceled, but it was one of the longest running Dark Horse series ever, and probably the best thing to come out of that comic's greatest world, or whatever that actually was. Then there's all those little ghosts that Rob Liefeld drew over feet instead of having to actually draw feet. Yes, why not just make it easier on yourself and draw steam, ghosts, clouds, mist, or any other manner of puffy, fluffy something on the ground other than actually do your goddamn job, Rob. Patrick Swayze in 2017. Ugh, that's a thing that's even sadder. Not a joke I'm sure is funny twice. Okay, then there's Ghost from Thunderbolts. He used to be an IT hacker, but after he pissed off some corporate bosses, they murdered him with a bomb. A bomb that blew fragments of a flux state technology into his body. It left him conscious, but without a physical body. So instead, he managed to find refuge inside of a containment suit and could become tangible and intangible at will. So, what does he do? Well, he murdered the board of directors of his old company, as well as the killer that they hired to murder him before he joined the Thunderbolts. Now, Ghost is pretty much committed to bringing down large, greedy corporations like an intangible Bernie Sanders, or a real Bernie Sanders in about 10 to 12 years. Bernie Sanders is very old. Jesus Christ had dreads, so shake 'em. Imagine all the Hebrews going dumb, standing on top of chariots and turning tight ones. E40, truly an American poet. Ghostwriter's whip indeed. Yes, the character inspired by this song became the subject of a Nicolas Cage movie in the middle 2000s, and despite Sam Elliott appearing in the sequel, this character has only recently recovered. Now we're getting to some of my favorite characters. Johnny Sorrow was a silent film star who turned into a 2-bit criminal. He stole a subspace prototype which let him become intangible, kind of like a ghost, back in the early 1940s. Till it got broken by Sandman, and he was sent to what was basically a Lovecraftian hell. There he was resurrected by the King of Tears, which is as bad of a being as it sounds. He comes back as a weird guy in a red suit, with a floating red mask in place of what was once his face. But when he lifts that mask, you get to see something so terrifying it drives anyone who views it absolutely insane. Johnny Sorrow is scary as shit, and the last time they actually used him was in Justice League vs. Suicide Squad, after a really long hiatus. I love this character so much. Speaking of favorites, the Spectre. Get out my damn face, Zarathos. This guy is the true spirit of vengeance. He possesses the souls of the dead, often cops, and then he ends up wreaking holy justice upon evildoers. He can be any size, any shape, is practically omnipotent. He's, like I said, the angel of vengeance, has existed since practically the beginning of time. That thing, the King of Tears, that took Johnny Sorrow, he fucking ate that thing. He ate that thing and farted it out. What do you think of that? He was a founding member of the Justice Society, and he's one of the most powerful beings in the DC universe, and I love the Spectre. Oh, shit. Who could do a ghost roundup without the man himself? Deadman. Yes, that's right. All jokes up front, content on the back end. Deadman is one of the weirdest and most enduring characters in DC, which is what I love about DC in general. Deadman is the ghost of an acrobat named Boston Brand, who had a terrible enough name in life, and after being murdered became the thrall of a Hindu god named Ramakrishna, who might actually be the avatar of the supreme being in the DC universe. Okay, so Rama maintained a physical manifestation on Earth in the hidden city of Nanda Parbat, which sounds familiar if you're a fan of Arrow. But unlike the CW DC universe, it wasn't the base of the League of Assassins, but rather a spiritual utopia, kind of like Kunlun is in the Marvel universe. And yes, if you're wondering, DC did it first. Ramalama Ding Dong gave old Boston one of the raddest power sets in comics. He's completely immortal. His ghost can possess any other living being. Usually, that is indefinite, although some gods, magic users, or just really mentally resilient beings can resist or totally reverse his influence. As a guy who fights for justice using a wardrobe of 7 billion different meat suits on Earth, Deadman is truly a ghost with the most. Thanks everybody. Happy Halloween. Be safe. Enjoy yourselves. Don't eat any weed candies in your trick-or-treat bags. We'll see you next week.